Meghan Markle thought this party would finally seal her place among Hollywood's elite. She arrived at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday bash, a guest list straight out of a billionaire fantasy. But just hours later, every photo of Meghan and Harry vanished, deleted, erased. And now everyone's asking the same question. What really happened? Let's dive in.
This is funny. Kim Kardashian seemingly deletes photo with Meghan Markle from Kris Jenner's birthday.
This wasn't just another celebrity birthday party. This was a convergence of power. Oprah Winfrey, Beyoncé and Jay-Z, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Tyler Perry, Mariah Carey, media moguls, tech billionaires, music royalty, all under one roof. This was the kind of room where deals get made and legacies get built, and Meghan knew it. Think about the combined wealth in that room. We're talking trillions of dollars, the kind of influence that shapes culture, technology, and media globally. This wasn't a party. It was a summit, a gathering of people who control narratives and build empires. And Meghan wanted in. She saw this as her moment, her chance to finally break into the inner circle, to prove she belonged among the elite, to show the world that leaving the royal family was the right move, because look where she ended up. But there was a problem. While everyone else was there to celebrate, Harry was there to work. Reports emerged that he was moving through the crowd, handing out business cards. Picture that for a second. The same man who grew up in palaces, now hoping someone will take his card and maybe, just maybe, give him a call. And the message it sent was clear. They weren't there as friends. They were there to network, to hustle, to try and salvage whatever's left of their brand. Here's what makes this interesting. Harry and Meghan were invited, but being invited doesn't mean you're wanted. Not a single Kardashian daughter follows Meghan on social media. Not one. Only Kris Jenner follows her, and even that feels strategic. When Kris posted photos from the party, the only shot of Harry and Meghan was a quick greeting at the entrance. That's it. No candid moments, no group photos, no mingling shots, just a hello. That's all Kris could safely post, because they're not friends. They're connections. And there's a difference. Now here's where things get messy. Kris Jenner runs a tight ship. Her parties have strict rules. No cameras, no selfies, nothing. Because social media is her business, and she had magazine deals lined up for exclusive coverage of this event. Everyone who attended knew the rules. This is how the Kardashian empire works. Everything is monetized. It's a business model that's made the family billions. But the paparazzi showed up. And not at the beginning of the party. They showed up exactly when Meghan arrived. Suddenly, cameras were everywhere, catching her, Harry, and anyone who came after them. And the timing was too perfect to be coincidental. The magazine exclusivity Kris had arranged? Ruined. All because Meghan couldn't resist the attention. And in doing so, she made her first major mistake of the night. But that wasn't the end of it. When the initial photos went up on Instagram, Meghan noticed something. Kris posted about everyone, the decor, the guests, the atmosphere, everyone except Harry and Meghan. And that sent her into overdrive. She knew what that meant. Being excluded from the social media coverage was worse than not being invited at all. It sent a message to the world. They don't matter. So Meghan went to work. Through her agency, WME, she allegedly pressured Kris Jenner, and eventually Kris gave in. The photos went up, Harry and Meghan smiling at the entrance. For a few hours, Meghan got what she wanted. But then the backlash hit. The timing couldn't have been worse. While Harry was at a celebrity birthday party in Los Angeles, something else was happening. Remembrance Day, the day the UK honors fallen soldiers and veterans, the day Harry, as a former military member, should have been acknowledging. And on Remembrance Day, one of the most sacred days for the military community, he chose a Kardashian party over honoring the fallen. The British public noticed immediately. Social media erupted. The criticism was swift and brutal. Here was a man who built his post-royal brand on supporting veterans. Photos spread like wildfire, and each one made it worse. Harry smiling, Harry celebrating. The optics were devastating, and Harry knew it, because this wasn't just bad publicity. This was a direct hit to the only credible part of his brand that remained. His carefully crafted image was crumbling in real time, and the damage was spreading fast. That's when Harry made the call. He contacted Kris Jenner directly. Get those photos down. Remove them. Except there was a problem. Everyone who attended that party signed image release agreements. Everyone agreed their photos could be used for promotion, because this wasn't just a birthday party for Kris, it was business. She'd sold rights to those images. The guests knew it. They signed off on it. But Harry doesn't think rules apply to him. He demanded the photos be removed anyway, and Kris Jenner, not wanting the drama, complied. Within hours, the photos disappeared from her Instagram, from Kim Kardashian's account, erased. Like Harry and Meghan were never there. But the internet never forgets. This is where the story gets really interesting, because this isn't the first time Harry and Meghan have done this. It's a pattern. When the late Queen invited them to Sandringham for the summer with baby Archie, Meghan declined. The excuse? Flying with a baby was too difficult. The distance was too far. But weeks later, she hopped on Elton John's private jet to Ibiza. Apparently, that distance was manageable. The Queen of England extended an invitation, and Meghan said no. But a Kardashian party? Unmissable. Christmas invitations from the royal family? Declined. A networking opportunity in Hollywood? Absolutely essential. The hierarchy is clear. Money and connections rank above family, always. Now, accounts from inside the party are starting to surface, and they paint a very different picture from the polished entrance photo. According to people who were there, guests were actively avoiding Harry and Meghan. No one wanted to be photographed with them. Harry appeared out of it, handing out business cards like he was at a job fair, and Meghan was working the room hard. Too hard, pushing for conversations that people weren't interested in having. The vibe was uncomfortable. These weren't two A-listers mingling with their peers. These were two people desperately trying to convince everyone they belonged, and everyone could tell. Here's the thing about Hollywood elite gatherings. Everyone there has radar for desperation. They can smell it from across the room. And when you're trying too hard, when you're pushing too aggressively, people shut down. They smile politely, they make excuses, they move on to the next conversation. And that's exactly what happened to Harry and Meghan. Beyoncé reportedly kept her distance. No photo up there. Mark Zuckerberg barely acknowledged them. These are people who get approached constantly by those seeking favors, investments, or connections. They know how to handle it, and they handled Harry and Meghan the same way they handle everyone else who's trying too hard, with polite avoidance. Even the guest list tells the story. Mark Zuckerberg was there, the same Mark Zuckerberg Harry publicly criticized for Facebook's impact on mental health and misinformation. Bill Gates attended, the same Bill Gates Harry has spoken against regarding various issues. Yet suddenly, they're in the same room trying to network. The hypocrisy was glaring. No principles, just opportunity. And everyone in that room saw right through it. Here's the part that's truly fascinating. Meghan and Harry's defenders came out in force after the party. They claimed it would have been rude to decline the invitation, that a gentleman never turns down an invitation, that showing up was the polite thing to do. But let's think about that logic. If declining an invitation is so rude, what about all the times they declined the Queen's invitations? What about Christmas at Sandringham? What about spending time with Harry's grandmother before she passed? Those invitations were rejected without hesitation. But Kris Jenner? She gets a yes. What does that tell you about their values? It's not about manners, it's about money. Now, let's talk about Kris Jenner for a second, because she's not someone who gets played easily. Her social media is her empire. Instagram posts from the Kardashian-Jenner family are worth millions. Every post is calculated, every image is strategic, they don't make mistakes. And Harry and Meghan made her look foolish. First, Meghan leaked the party to the paparazzi, ruining Kris's exclusive magazine deal. Then she pressured Kris to post photos. Then Harry demanded they be taken down. Her Instagram, her brand, was turned into a battlefield for Harry and Meghan's image management. Even Kris Jenner, one of the savviest businesswomen in Hollywood, got caught in their chaos. And you can bet she won't forget it. Here's what's becoming obvious. Harry and Meghan are on completely different pages. Meghan is all in on Hollywood. She wants the visibility. She wants the connections. She wants to be seen at every major event rubbing shoulders with the elite. Her strategy is to stay in the spotlight at any cost. Harry, on the other hand, still seems to think he's going back to royal life. He's worried about how things look to the UK. He panics when photos make him look bad to the British public. Their strategies are contradicting each other constantly, and it's creating chaos. Take the poppy situation. Meghan showed up to the party without wearing a poppy, the symbol of Remembrance Day. When questioned, the excuse was that she couldn't find one in America, but Harry got a poppy when he was in Canada just days before. Did he not think to get one for his wife, or did she choose not to wear it? Either way, the message it sent was clear. and it wasn't good. Let's talk about the bigger picture, because this party isn't an isolated incident, it's a pattern. Harry and Meghan have burned bridge after bridge after bridge. Spotify dropped them after they failed to deliver content. The deal was worth millions, and they couldn't make it work. Their Netflix content hasn't delivered the numbers the streaming giant expected. They're now doing a cameo appearance on an Amazon show, a far cry from the major deals they once had. Remember when they first left the royal family? The offers were pouring in. Everyone wanted a piece of the royal rebels. They had the world at their feet, and somehow they've managed to squander almost all of it. The royal family, that bridge is not just burned, it's scorched earth. There's no going back from the accusations, the interviews, the constant media leaks. They accused the family of racism. They claimed neglect and abuse. They aired private conversations. They torched the most influential royal family in the world. And for what? A brief moment in the spotlight? The trade-off doesn't make sense unless you understand that they never think long-term. It's always about the immediate attention, the immediate payday, the immediate headline.
Now add the Kardashians to the list. Photos deleted, relationships strained, another connection damaged. Kris Jenner is not someone you want as an enemy in Hollywood, and Harry and Meghan managed to alienate her in one night. The pattern is undeniable. They don't build relationships, they burn them. They extract what they can and move on, leaving chaos in their wake. And eventually, you run out of bridges to cross. Eventually, people stop extending invitations. Eventually, the doors close. And that's exactly what's happening now. So let's go back to the beginning. Meghan Markle walked into that party thinking it was her golden ticket, a room full of billionaires and power players, her chance to finally cement her place in Hollywood's elite circle. She made sure the paparazzi knew she was there. She pushed to get the photos posted. She did everything she could to make it look like she belonged. And what happened? The photos got deleted. Guests avoided her. The backlash was brutal, and now she's left with nothing but questions. Did the party help or hurt her brand? Did she make connections or burn another bridge? The answer is becoming clearer every day. This wasn't a power move. It was a miscalculation, and everyone saw it. The real question now isn't what happened at that party. It's simpler than that. Who's left that's willing to invite them to the next one? Because the list is getting shorter, and in Hollywood, once you're out, you're out. Do you think Harry and Meghan made the right call going to this party, or should they have stayed home and honored Remembrance Day? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you think Kris Jenner about played, hit that like button and share this video. Let's see what everyone else thinks.